Hello out there and good morning traders. It is June 5th, 2024, and welcome to the Apteros Daily Market Insight. Here's our recap. Let's start with that, and then we'll update our session plan and levels for today. So this was an interesting situation for us yesterday as we were looking at a more balanced ES market for yesterday's session, and that's pretty much exactly what we ended up seeing. Our main line in the sand, our main scenario really was maintaining this particular zone, and we had a neutral level kind of right in the middle of it where we were, paying attention to for inflections and so forth. Coming into the open, we had a bullish, outlook into this thing based on where we had already tagged and already been. And that really just kind of gave us, a quick push into that neutral reference from there. And then things just pretty much went sideways with no real opportunity for us to continue all the way back up to the upside here, get a full rotation back down to our line in the sand area where the afternoon session, pretty much around noon gave us a great opportunity to get long again. And that just shot right up through into our main target area for the bullish side of things. And then if you are someone that plays the late session, before the close, we had a really nice opportunity to get short there, coming right back into that neutral level. And of course, that's just kind of the end of the session for us. So this is one of those days where we, basically nailed almost every major inflection during the session in terms of our outlook, our prep, and our levels. So really great stuff. And let's see if we can do it again today. So taking a look at what's going on today, this isn't that complicated at first, right? Whenever you first look at it, this is our main line in the sand in terms of where we're looking. And the general scenarios are normal. Scenario one is that we're looking for a bullish move up into that destination there. Scenario two would be if we end up seeing a shift. So if the sellers take over, we get that shift and it would come down into that neutral area there. So that's the general layout of those main two scenarios based off our primary line in the sand, which is this bullish one here. Now, if we get a move that continues up into this bearish area here, this bearish area becomes a barrier for further upside movement. In other words, this is an area where the upper time frames kind of are showing their bearishness, and it's a place we have to monitor for further continuation on the upside. With that, same kind of line in the sand rules apply. We're looking for the inflection to come down. That would be its main scenario. And if we push out beyond it, we're kind of getting back into that open space, all-time high type of trending environment where we have a neutral reference out above, but it's really just wide open to get up there. So there's not much for us to look at in terms of intraday rotations or targeting or anything like that. So that would be a situation for a very bullish day. But in the bigger scope of what's happening contextually, if we end up seeing the bulls push into this area, that would be the start of dissonance, right? That would be the start of, for today, intraday dissonance. Right now, technically, we have an overall dissonant picture in the bigger context. We have upper time frames that are bearish. We have lower time frames that are bullish, and they're kind of in a spot where it makes sense to go with the short-term time frames first, which is our primary line in the sand. And then if we get up into the area where the upper time frames become more and more and more bearish, that's where the dissonance starts to really become more obvious in the context and in the narrative. So right now, yes, there is dissonance across the board, but we have new information on this market that we can use to go with a bullish narrative, at least for today. And if it continues to push higher, we get more and more and more dissonant as it goes. Now, the difference would be, where does that dissonance clear up? There are two places dissonance clears up. If we get above the red area, the dissonance is cleared. If we get back inside of the bullish area, the dissonance is cleared up again. So in this area here really is where the main bulk of the dissonance is for today in terms of what we're looking at in our line in the sand. And right now, like I said, it's not as dissonant because we're looking at following the shorter time frames up into a zone. And then once it gets into here, it becomes more and more and more dissonant. So it's kind of like the higher we go, the more dissonant we become until we clear out this bearish zone. Okay? So trade well out there, mind your risk, have a wonderful trading day, process first, all the things that you need to do to become a great trader and to grow, and focus on those things. And, that's what it's all about every single day. So trade well. Have a great day.